Pastors and leaders, good on you if you made it this far into this training series of videos. We're going to talk today about your new job. Here's a principle. If you're a pastor, your real job is to be the lead mentor at your church. I don't know what you do with your days, with your weeks. I don't know how much time you spend prepping sermons or doing stuff around the church or meeting with people or whatever. But if you really buy into what we're talking about in this series, then I think you will agree that you have to start thinking about your job differently. Your job is to be the lead mentor at your church. Ephesians 4 proves this to us. It says, now these are the gifts that Christ gave to the church. And then he lists out basically all the paid staff, right? And look what he says in verse 11. Their responsibility is to equip God's people to do the work and to build up the church, the body of Christ. It's not your responsibility, pastors, to do the ministry. It's your responsibility to equip God's people to do the ministry. In other words, it's your responsibility to be the lead disciple maker at your church and then equip others to do the same. So we're going to take a look at this framework once again. Invite, invest, and train. I think you're familiar enough with it now that this is what you're doing. You're inviting people into mentoring relationships. You're investing in them, and then you're training them to go and invite other people and invest in them and train them, etc. On and on it goes. And I want to add one more thing to this, and it's called follow-up. It's an extension of training. Pastors, as you train people and release them to mentor people in your church, it is so important for you to spend a lot of your time during the week following up with your front line, with your mentors, with your disciple makers. Encourage, strengthen, spur them on, because it's a tough job. So I want you to talk about it now. Be real honest with yourself. What do you spend most of your time doing each week? Maybe look at your job description or write it out, chart it out. Be brutally honest with yourself, because if you don't start prioritizing mentoring and training and following up, then a discipleship culture will never become a reality for your church. And so really that's the second question. If you're bold enough to ask it, what will you change? Do you need to change something in order to create a discipleship culture in your church? I encourage you to ask those questions and then continue to watch more of these pastor training videos as we get more specific about creating a discipleship culture.